Development, a jury found Marine veteran Daniel Penny not guilty in the subway chokehold killing of Jordan Neely.
I try my best not to watch the news because every time I turn the news, it seems like I'm getting some bad news. Look at me. It looks like I got some bad news. I'm wearing all black. Who died? Jordan Neely died, and he was executed by Daniel Penny. Now, I'm wondering, why is Daniel Penny at a football game with Donald Trump? They say he's a hero. Now, what makes Daniel Penny a hero?
He was carrying a jacket, and he whipped the jacket down. The zipper made a very audible noise. It was very loud and very aggressive,
He executed Jordan Neely. Who was Jordan Neely? Was Jordan Neely like the super bad guy? Did he take 32 lives? Was he the son of Sam? What bad things did Jordan Neely do for him to need to be executed?
Last summer, 30-year-old Jordan Neely, who struggled with homelessness, drugs, and mental illness, entered a subway car in New York City. Witnesses say he was acting erratically, screaming threats to kill.
I can't reenact the things that happened on that train, but I do take public transit. I see homeless people every single day. You know what you do? Man, you look away. You give them the 1,000-mile stare. You be like, man, maybe if I don't look at them, they won't talk to me. I know that sounds terrible, but when you deal with a whole bunch of homeless people, I was homeless before. And when I was homeless, I didn't want to be around homeless people because they do a lot of sporadic and chaotic things. It's a lot of drug use. It's a lot of selling bodies. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be around dirty people. I don't want to be around that type of energy. And so I try to stay away. Now, when I'm in public spaces, when I'm riding the train, when I'm riding the bus, and these people come around, and when they be smelling, I'm trying to get a seat over. In real life, Jordan Neely, I probably would have never spoke to him, Maybe if I saw him doing a Michael Jackson dance, maybe if I had $1, I would have given him $1. But in real life, I probably would never care about Jordan Neely the same way I pass by hundreds of homeless people every day through the city of Houston. But that doesn't mean that he's supposed to be dead. Daniel Penny executed Jordan Neely and we're treating him like he's some type of hero. Man, I don't think that I'm okay with that. If I took someone's life, I don't want to be celebrated. I don't want no parade. I don't want to go to the Army-Navy game with the president because I don't think that what I did was heroic or patriotic or nothing. I'm a man who loves America, and as a black man, I'm wondering, does America love me? What does it mean if you show up to a football game with a man who executed a homeless black man? How am I supposed to interpret this? I want to use 4 names. I want to give you 2 facts. Jordan Neely was executed by Daniel Penny. Garrett Foster was executed by Daniel Perry. These names are very similar. I don't want you to get confused. I want you to stay right here with me. Why does no one care about Daniel Perry executing Garrett Foster? Why?
1343, we just got a big crowd protesting out here.
Army Sergeant Daniel Perry has been stationed at Fort Hood, north of Austin, since 2018.
Because these are both white men. Why doesn't America care about white-on-white crime? I was talking to my friend, and my friend asked me, why isn't Black Lives Matter out there protesting for Garrett Foster? Number 1, they did. Number 2, my question to her was like, hey, why aren't white people out there protesting for Garrett Foster? Do white lives matter to white people? That's a wonderful question. Hell yeah, white lives matter, but white people, they have like a code. Hey, don't be breaking the law. If Jimmy is smoking meth and Jimmy goes to jail and the police come and rough him up and somehow he dies in the interaction, they be like, well, you know, Jimmy wasn't supposed to be smoking that meth. I really want to explore, like, what's the value of the human life? Why do Americans celebrate when black men die? Jordan Neely is dead. Like, that should be a day of mourning. There should be no day of celebration. Shit, man, media is so powerful. The things that we consume is so powerful. They show us a white man take the life of a black man and automatically, like, we do a thing in our minds where we either side with the black man or we side with the white man. But can we side with the dead man? Can we focus on the dead man?
Video captured Penny, a Marine veteran, placing Neely in a chokehold for several minutes. He was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Penny was acquitted of criminally negligent homicide after prosecutors argued he was justified for using some force, but that he used way too much for too long, nearly 6 minutes, they said.
Jordan Neely is dead, and Daniel Penny is at a football game being celebrated with Donald Trump. And now it's very interesting. The football game they're at matters. And the football game is Army-Navy. Can I tell you something about these 3 men? 3 of the 4 men are veterans. 3 of the 4 men are veterans, huh? 2 veterans executed 2 men in America. Can we tell that story? I think that's a better story. 2 veterans executed 2 civilians in America. Hell yeah. Shouldn't that get front page news? 2 veterans execute 2 American citizens. What's going on with the veterans? Do they have PTSD? Do they have depression? Why are trained killers taking lives in America. Can we have that conversation? Ain't that a great conversation? Or is the racial conversation the best conversation, huh? We've been programmed to think that the black man is bad. And so since we've been programmed to think that the black man is bad, whenever a black man loses his life, then it had to be for a reason. Hell, a black man could die of natural causes, and you'd be like, man, he must have done something wrong in his life. I'm battling with the concept of white people discussing black death as if black death has no value. Maybe it's a cultural difference. Maybe it's a disconnect in the way that we was raised. I know that America has a taste for blood. Americans used to love to go and watch lynchings. Hell yeah. Executions were a public spectacle. To have a person hanging, legally or illegally, Americans like to see carnage. And I want to... What does that mean about my nation? What does that mean about me? I'm not finna watch no video of no man losing his life. That's not, I don't want to see that. Why do you want to see that? I get lost in translation. I get lost in confusion because all this stuff is happening in America, and I love America, but my question to America is, does America love me? And a whole lot of black people will look at me and be like, are you naive? Don't you know that America hates you? And I'm like, America hating me is not a foregone conclusion. I serve this nation. Even if there are millions of bad people in America, if there are millions of racists in America, I'm not going to hate America. I'm going to pray for those people, and every day I'm going to try to do the best that I can.
Perry's attorney said his client was downtown the night of July 25th, making some extra money for a rideshare company. Witnesses say a car turned toward protesters on Congress Avenue near 4th Street just before 10 p.m. Saturday.
Garrett Foster is dead, and Greg Abbott pardons the man who took his life. Why did he pardon the man who took his life? It doesn't even make any sense to me. Like,
quite distinctly that Perry should have been protected by Texas's stand your ground self-defense laws. Daniel Perry was a former Army sergeant who was working as a rideshare driver in 2020 when he drove into a Black Lives Matter protest in downtown Austin, and that created the confrontation with Garrett Foster, an armed veteran of the Air Force who was participating in the protest that night.
How does that benefit you politically? How does that benefit you socially? Who were you sending a signal to pardon a man who took the life of another man? A veteran executed another veteran. I think that should be a tragic moment in America. Hard times out here, and we're all trying to figure it out. And while we're trying to figure it out, we got veterans taking lives, but we won't say that veterans are taking lives.
Daniel Perry at trial claimed self-defense. Witnesses, he said that Foster had leveled his rifle at him. The witnesses said that didn't happen.
Support our troops. I got a disability claim right now. I'm fighting for a disability claim right now. Support our troops. I pass up homeless veterans every day. Support our troops.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, totally. I would not be able to live with myself if I didn't do anything in that situation and someone got hurt.
Dear Daniel Penny, don't think that you're a hero when you're not. You executed a homeless man that couldn't defend himself because you snuck up and you choked the life out of him. Don't act like you're a hero. You ain't no hero.
Jury rejected Perry's arguments of self-defense and convicted him of murder. Prosecutor said Perry could have driven away from the confrontation, which didn't have to happen.
Hey, Daniel Perry, don't act like you no hero. You ain't no hero. You took the life of a fellow veteran. You took the life of a fellow American. Hell no, you ain't no hero. I don't know why you got pardoned, but your mind should be messing with you because you took someone's life. It's a battle between good and evil. What side is you on? Ain't no black and white. It's good and evil. What side is you on? Who are you fighting for? Are you fighting for God? Are you fighting for the devil? Hell, man, people out here executing folks, and y'all celebrating. Hell yeah, he got case dismissed. Hell no. Even the people on death row shouldn't be on death row. Who told America that they have the right to execute people? Who told America they have the authority to execute people? And by default, you got white men running around thinking they have the authority to execute people. You got veterans who went and took lives overseas coming back thinking they have the right to execute people. People are being executed on the streets of America, and Americans are celebrating the people who are doing the executing. What kind of bloodlust is happening? Man, I send peace and blessings to the family of Jordan Neely. I send peace and blessings to the family of Garrett Foster. I send peace and blessings to America because some dark times right now.